Nichole. This month, Ask Coach Nichole is with Cass from Roadrunner Sports. We're going to be talking about shoes and versus CrossFit related shoes.
So basically what we're going to talk about today is when you're using improper footwear to do your CrossFit activities or any kind of body weight movements, and really highlighting why you need the CrossFit shoes or the training shoes is a better term. So we're going to have Nichole do a couple exercises here. Do a squat first.
What is she wearing?
Oh yeah. So Nichole is starting off in the Nike Free Run Distance. It's a pretty average shoe that most people pick up. Most people go with a general running shoe when they take any kind of class because they don't really know the benefits of having an actual CrossFit shoe.
Right.
So with Nichole in the everyday shoe that you would pick up anywhere, we're going to have her do some squats and we'll show how much flexibility and movement you're seeing in the feet. So as she goes down, the ankles flare out and you lose all of your base essentially. So you're not getting that drive through your heel that you want. You're not really able to firmly plant your feet and use it as a foundation for your movements.
Looks like your ankles are wiggling around.
Yeah, there's a lot of ankle movement throughout the feet. So whenever she comes down, you'll watch the tendon rolls in and out. And it's also hard to get a base with the running shoes because the way they're designed, they have more of a rounder edge to them, so you can't really get that grip. You'll see when we do the next shoe how the foundations are built in training shoes. They're flatter. They use systems called outriggers to build that platform. It's a little disc that holds you in position.
In place. Okay, cool. Do they feel different? Because you don't normally wear these, right? Do they feel?
Yeah, they feel like you're all over the place. Feel like I have balls.
Like you're on balls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll notice that through the foot, it almost feels like there's a guide rail built into shoes that kind of directs your foot in a direction. So these shoes are really designed for that north to south movement, not that east to west, anything like, yeah, just like that.
Yeah, very easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to grab the kettlebell, swing that a couple times, we'll show same thing without as much movement, just swinging the kettlebell. The toes, the feet, everything, they're all moving around. Ankles staying a little bit more stable, but you're getting a lot more of that movement through the entirety of the body.
Yeah, it's like wiggling out left and right.
Right.
Okay.
So now we're going to switch to what you should be using in a gym like this. We're going to start with you brought the Metcon, right? Metcon.
So Nike grab those real quick. So while she's changing her shoes, guys, Cass, what is some other differences besides stability? Like talk about, the zero drop and
so a drop,
getting closer to the floor, right? Like things that help power production, things like that.
Boom. So drop is the incline from heel to toe in a shoe. Most shoes are going to be designed with an 8 to 12 millimeter drop. A lot of companies are getting lower these days, but not really all the way down. But it's the amount of incline you have from here to here. So when you're on an incline like that, you can't really build a foundation because you're essentially starting on a wedge.
Okay.
So when you get into a zero drop shoe, which is ideal for weight, any kind of weight management or things like that, it's a complete flat base. Your entire foot is firm. It's almost like being barefoot. That's why you'll notice people do CrossFit in Chucks.
Right.
Chuck Taylor's is one of the most old school shoes, zero drop shoe. Canvas upper, great foundation. We sell weightlifters Chucks all day, every day.
Okay.
Zero drop. That's why you're getting that nice firm foundation, no incline from heel to toe,
right,
and you get that nice wide foot base.
Right. So it's more stable, and also because you're closer to the floor, which is where your power is generated against. Right.
Your natural body.
So your natural body, right? The closer you get to the floor, the more power you're able to generate. You don't
you don't
lose it in the shoe. Yeah, you don't lose it in the shoe.
Find two more muscles. You'll notice you're probably more sore when you use proper footwear because you're using muscles you're not used to using.
Okay. Cool. You changed up?
Yep, Nike Metcons.
Woo. Metcons.
So Nike Metcons, pretty much the go-to these days. So is the CrossFit Nano. I believe they're on the Nano 7 these days. We're going to have you do the same movements. Go ahead and do the squats like we did before, but we're going to show how you're not losing any of that base. See that nice, firm, even movement there?
It's crazy.
It's night and day.
Like there's no.
Night and day.
Like I can't even cycle quicker.
You go faster, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
you
I
feel
feel
like
more
it.
comfortable. That's crazy.
You're really able to push your foot out and you feel the ground. And as I mentioned before, this right here, it's kind of an outrigger. So it's almost like a flat disc that creates that impact on the ground, so you can really push straight off. Like that. And so, it's actually based off of a tennis shoe technology. So tennis shoes have very, very over-exaggerated
You're going left and right there, yeah.
because you're really hitting and sliding in a tennis shoe. Swing that kettlebell. Make you get that sweat back up. Right there. Nice firm base. A lot less movement through the feet. Really push. Drive through your ankles, through the foot.
There you go.
Proper
No
form.
movement at all, yeah.
Proper form.
Night and day.
Night and day.
Cool.
And then, like I said, you'll notice muscles that haven't hurt before hurt because you're activating things that you aren't used to.
Okay. So it helps you get more power. It helps you
More
stay more
power.
stable. It helps
Yeah.
you engage
Overall,
muscles
yeah.
properly. Okay.
Will increase your overall just general fitness because you'll be able to really grab and feel the ground. Ideally, you want to grab from your pinky toe all the way through and really just feel that base.
Right.
I like to use toe socks. A lot of people make fun of people with toe socks. Toe socks actually strengthen each individual toe because you can move them freely as opposed to in a standard sock where you're just kind of rounded in.
Right.
So toe socks with an actual CrossFit shoe closer to zero drop is better. The Metcon, I believe, has a 4 to 6. Nano is about a 4 as well. So
Okay. And the most popular CrossFit shoes?
definitely the Metcon, definitely the Reebok Nano.
Okay. And you guys don't carry Noble?
We do not have
You
Noble.
don't?
We have
Okay.
Innovate. We have New Balance.
New Balance has a shoe?
Yeah, New Balance just came out with a new training shoe in the last couple months.
Okay.
So we have that as well.
Have you heard any reviews? Anybody got
Not
it?
any reviews yet. Haven't seen a lot of people pick it up, but
Okay.
it's now an option. And based off of how originally people used to take the New Balance Minimus, which is literally just a piece of mesh on a flat piece of rubber, that is a zero drop shoe. So that was originally the go-to CrossFit shoe when CrossFit first came around.
Okay.
How about the Nike that's combined? I think it's like the Flyknit. It's the running with the combination with the CrossFit. Have you
So
seen those?
yes, with the Flyknit upper, you're increasing breathability. When they change a lot of the Metcon features, it's always to increase breathability and multi-directional movement. So with the Flyknit material, you'll get extreme breathability, a nice even bounce. The canvas is definitely going to be more firm. Canvas, it's a tighter weave on there.
Okay.
But
So that would
Flyknit-
be the difference between
yeah,
the
Flyknit,
two?
Flyknit's
Okay.
a real different material.
Okay.
You'll definitely have more room on the top. People with a higher instep, so the top of your foot comes up a little higher. People who have bunions, things like that. Flyknit material is good for that.
Because it wraps around it. It's
It
not
wraps
like
around it. It's
yeah.
not going to compress it. It's not going to push it.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Do you feel like the Nanos are a lot stiffer compared to like the Metcons, or?
the Nano 7 has a great heel. A lot of power lifters are using the Nano 7 now
Okay.
because of how firm the heel is compared to the Nano 6. The Nano 6 was a lot different. The Nano 7 is more of a streamlined version of the 6 meets a powerlifting
Okay.
shoe.
Because they do come up a lot higher. I've noticed
Yeah.
in the back the Nanos compared to the Metcons.
Yeah, and I mean the Nano and the Metcon, those are direct competitors right there.
Right.
So
And there are differences. I've noticed.
there are differences, but there's almost as many similarities as there are
Okay.
differences.
Okay. Yep.
I think the biggest one is just fit, right? I've seen a
Fit.
lot of people that say they like how you perform in both, but some people just say this fits better. That's usually the difference I hear
Yeah,
from
and a
most
lot
people.
of shoes are activity based. So like, I have access to all the shoes, so I have all the shoes. But I mean, I have a shoe just for doing weightlifting. I mean, upper body shoes, lower body shoes. Like, you learn your body in different ways,
Sure.
and then once you increase proper footwear, you're activating the right muscles.
Right. So
it
Nicole,
feels
you
better.
you wear your Metcon sometimes and you
Yes.
wear your
Nanos
Nano
and
sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice a difference in performance based on either of the two?
Yes. Jumping things, like for today we did box jump overs. I went with the Metcons. I felt like they're not, they do bend a little bit better. I feel like the Nanos are very flat and just
Okay.
like when I'm doing squats, they're great, but when I'm trying to explode off the floor, I find I go for the Metcons over the Nanos.
Okay.
Definitely, they
Cool.
definitely come up higher. I've definitely noticed that as well, and they also they're stiffer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like these broke in very easily. It took me the Nanos. I'm still working on them, and I've had them for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cool.
And before you know it, the next Nano will be out.
yeah, before I even get broken in.
All right.
All right.
So where are you located?
We are over in Columbia, so Roadrunner Sports in Columbia. We're right over by the Costco and everything,
Okay.
right off 175.
And you guys do all kinds of cool stuff. Like
We
you can do
have
running
full
analysis and
gait
you know,
analysis.
gait
So,
analysis.
Yeah, We highlight our process called Shoe Dog. Shoe Dog is where we actually put you on a treadmill. We'll actually map out the pressure points in your feet. We'll analyze with a camera your running gait on the treadmill. We'll custom mold insoles. So a lot of people have lower back, feet, heel, arch issues. We make our own insoles. In store. It takes about 4 minutes. Not quite like a doctor's level, but they do the trick. They work great. Fun fact, I put them in dress shoes, golf shoes. You can put them in anything.
Okay. And we had talked about doing a running clinic or something at some point in time.
Yeah, we're going to work on the mobility clinic coming up. So we're going to have a little CrossFit, PCR, Roadrunner Sports, AM clinic. We'll have some time slots available. You can sign up online. So check out either one of our Facebook pages. We'll definitely be coming out with that information shortly.
Cool. You got anything, Nicole?
Yep, sounds good.
Thanks, Nicole.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Okay, guys, last thing that we want to add today, we want to talk about rope climbs and why we always suggest CrossFit shoes over regular cross trainers. Who's Cass going to take that away?
So you'll see here in the regular Nike Free here, when you're on the rope and you're digging into this material here, it is not designed to withstand the impact there.
It's squishy, right?
It's very, very squishy. You can actually bend the shoe in half and ball it all the way up. So not meant for anything like that. When you put on, say, the Reebok Nano here, you'll notice that this right here, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like knocking on a door. It's reinforced. It's a rope cut area. You can grind and grind and grind on this rope all day, all day, all day, and it's not going to wear and cut down like that.
Right. As well as the fabric, right? It's got a mesh, right?
It's got a mesh weave with a canvas overlay over top of it, so it's a reinforced plastic upper here compared to your regular, just traditional. You can see how my hands can come right through that.
And then this is the same. You got the Metcons.
Same thing there. You'll notice that canvas reinforced there, the uppers there, and then the rope cut is actually really, really exaggerated in the Metcon.
Cool.
So that's everything you need to know about rope cuts in your shoes so you don't grind them down and cut them in half.